Okay, well, welcome everybody to staying healthy during cold and COVID season, because that's what it is now. It's no longer cold and flu season. Well, I have had a ton of people asking me all the things about getting COVID, how to be prepared, how to support their bodies if you get it. And I thought this would be the best way to get all of the information out there into one spot and just answer any questions you guys might have, whether you're on live tonight or you are catching the replay. So we actually, hold on, let me just get my screens all straight here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'll introduce myself first. I'm Gracie Hammer, and I am the owner of Beautiful and Clean Living. I am a functional nutritional therapy practitioner, and I have, I have about 10 years of experience in nutritional therapy and in just taking a more natural approach to healthcare for our family. And we kind of started going down the more holistic natural route when my kids were really little, and my middle son was dealing with a ton of gut issues. And I found a nutritional therapist that ended up becoming one of my dearest friends. And I learned a lot from her in how to support the body with real food, and thus really propelled me forward into my passion of helping other people heal their bodies and taking a more natural approach that's safer and more effective. And so fast forward all these years, we have been really just living a very clean, non-toxic life as much as we can. It's obviously a battle, right? And as your kids get older, you are less likely to be able to manage all the things that they're putting into their body. So we do our best, but I have to say that my kids have actually never been on antibiotics. We maybe use Advil and Tylenol once in a while as needed, but just eating a clean diet, using our essential oils as our medicine, and supplementing well has really helped us keep our bodies healthy and well. So I really wanted to tonight just touch on the fact, and really, let me just go back, I'm getting ahead of myself, but this information is for educational purposes, and you should consult your doctor or medical professional if you decide to stop taking any prescription medications or anything. I'm not a doctor, so this information really is not a substitute for, your physician and your medical provider, their information. But I have to say, I'm very confident that you will find a safer, cheaper, more effective way to care for you and your family. And I think this holistic, more natural way is amazing, and I've been living it for a long time, but it is important that you do just reach out to your medical professional if you do have questions about integrating oils and supplements and whatnot into your life. Okay, so as our family has had COVID, we just went through the whole process, and again, just felt like bombarded with all the questions of what I did, how it worked out. So I wanted to share with you guys coming out of it. It was just like having the flu. And I know for some people it can be way worse. But here's the reality is I just am so disgusted by the fear mongering that has been just spewing at us for so many months. And I feel like it's really important to normalize the fact that we're going to get sick from time to time. We're going to get bacterial infections. We're going to get viral infections from time to time. But there's so many ways that we can be boosting our immune systems. We can be removing toxins out of our homes. And I'm going to teach a full class on how to do this because I feel like it's such a big topic. And a lot of people don't really know where to start. And it's a really simple way. And it's actually how I simply started really supporting our family in a more natural way, was getting rid of all of our toxic cleaning products, our toxic just products in general, and then replacing all of those things with essential oils and with eating clean. So, and then again, we can be drinking lots of water, taking high quality supplements. And so I just know that we can be using all of these things and integrating all of these things into our daily life. And this is what's going to help us to continue to thrive. So I'm going to share our experience of having COVID, because I feel like I want to just give permission to other people to do so as well. And I hope that tonight, or if you're catching this replay, that you feel empowered to take a more natural approach to your healthcare, but also that we bring light to the fact that a lot of people recover. The majority of people recover from this, and it is just a flu bug, and we can do all these things to support our systems. So anyways, I want you guys to just set your minds at ease and feel prepared if you do come up against this. So let's see, going back about, I want to say 2 months ago, I personally was starting to get some pretty intense headaches. And I actually personally struggle with headaches. So but this headache felt a little bit different. And well, it kind of proceeded over the next like 4 or 5 days. And I was doing all the things, but really started to just up all of my personal protocols that I'm going to share with you guys, what I did. And just kind of was like, okay, I think I have these lingering symptoms. And then fast forward about 5 or 6 days, I actually took a rapid test at my house. And here's the thing with the rapid tests. I don't think that putting anything up your nose, especially something that's coming from someone else, is actually very safe. Who knows what is on those swabs? And so if you are taking the rapid home test, I think it's a really good idea to actually blow your nose when you know you have a lot of extra stuff in there, blow it, and then do the swab into your Kleenex or your tissue, and then do your rapid tests. Because I don't think putting anything these days up in our nose that comes from the system is a good idea. So I did my rapid test and it came back positive. And sure enough, that day I just felt everything just kind of come on, and it felt like the flu. I had really intense body aches and just felt absolutely fatigued. Those of you who know me know that I suck at resting, but I was taking 4-hour naps during the day and just was absolutely done. I had those just intense symptoms, very low grade fever for a couple days. The body aches continued on for about 7 days. And on the 7th day, I actually woke up in the middle of the night and my diffuser, my essential oil diffuser, was going right next to my bed. And I went to smell it because it was actually it was making my bed wet and my pillow wet. And I went to smell it and I was like, I can't smell anything. And then this also happened that same moment. We have lots of animals in our house, and I went to shut my slider because I like to sleep with my slider door open, just a crack. And I stepped in pee, but I went to smell it and I couldn't smell it. So it's funny, the little things that all of a sudden were just like gone. And I noticed it in the middle of the night. And that was like my moment of like, wow, this is COVID. So I didn't lose my sense of smell and taste until 7 or 8 days into having it. And then I have to say, after that, I kind of started to pep up just a little bit. My body aches were starting to become less and less, but I would say I have about 70% of my sense of smell and taste back today. And I'm going to go over just a way to retrain your sensory system in a little bit. But it was long, and I was fatigued for a couple weeks. So it does kick your butt, and it can kick your butt. But I also think that our body, when we are sick, we're in a culture right now that masks symptoms so we can continue to do all the things that are pulling on us. And when we get sick, our body says it's time to rest. And when we get a fever, I, in nutritional therapy, say this all the time to my clients: we bless the fevers. If we get fevers, then that's our body's natural way of fighting off infection, fighting off fighting off diseases, viruses, bacteria, anything that could be potentially lying dormant in the body as well. It's not just for that one symptom or that one strain that you're fighting that moment. It could be for various other things happening in your body. And so we bless the fever. And naturally, our body also doesn't like to eat a lot when we're sick, right? It's the natural way that our body wants to purge as much as it can. And fasting is actually part of our body's way of healing. And so I think I say all those things because I know a lot of us resting doesn't, like, you don't feel like you can rest, but that's the moment where we actually get to rest. And I think it's also very important to point, when your children get sick, not to just medicate them, let their body do what it's made to do. And there has been so much fear around this specific virus. And I get it, because people have been dying, but there's also so much fear mongering and there's so much more to it, right? But within that, I just want you guys to know that it's that time, like when your kids do get sick, it's time to rest and just snuggle with them, take Epsom salt baths, watch movies, be together and rest. And I just want to say that over you, because it's in our culture. A lot of us don't know how to just stop and go, okay, I have to be sick. I'm sick right now, and I have to just work through it. So give yourself the permission and the grace to be able to do that. Okay, so I think the biggest thing within what I experienced was being prepared. And I realized, oh my gosh, I need to be more prepared. Especially just, it takes time to get supplements, right? It takes time to get your essential oils in your hands. And so if you, I know for myself, just having extra things on hand, I felt prepared. So I'm going to go over right now just the supplements that we used. And yes, you guys, there are so many protocols out there. There are so many people saying, these are the things that we did. These are the things that work. This is what I did, and this is what works. So this is my experience. And this is where I really just felt passionate to share it with you guys. And the supplements that I'm going to talk about are specific supplements that I do use in my practice. And they are the highest quality supplements that you can actually get your hands on through a practitioner like myself. And so at the end, if you're like, I have to have these supplements, I'm just going to have you guys text me and tell me, and we'll work through it from there, because they're not easy to get your hands on. But I feel like this was the game changer for us and our family. So it's really important to be taking a liposomal vitamin C. Quicksilver Scientific is a company that I work with. I love, they are fabulous and just have the most high quality supplements that are very bioavailable to the body. Bioavailable means that they work efficiently and effectively with our body chemistry. So vitamin C, this specific vitamin C is just, it has a fat, it has a lipid in it, so our body is able to absorb it quickly and use it for what it needs to. And then taking, vitamin C in general just is going to boost your immune system significantly. Now, if you are somewhere that does like vitamin C injections and intravenously, that is like, I wish that I had someone here. I would have gone and done that, because I think that that's also a really wonderful way to support the body. So that's another just tidbit. If you know anybody that will give them, I would go if you are starting to feel sick and through your process of having COVID. So, okay, you want to take about 1,000 milligrams to 5,000 milligrams 2 times a day. AM and PM, and you're going to take it prior to eating food. And the Quicksilver vitamin C that I love is actually one that you would just hold in your mouth, and you would hold it in your mouth for about 20 to 30 seconds. My kids hate it, but they do it. So why I have such a large range of how much to do. If it's a child, I would say 1,000 milligrams, and you could even break that up, and you could probably do 2,000 milligrams for a child if it's broken up throughout the day. I don't really believe in just taking massive amounts one time. I think it's actually best to break it up at least 2 times a day, if not 4 times a day. So I, as an adult, was taking 5,000 milligrams, and I was breaking it up about 4 times a day. So these are the standard dosage protocols that the companies will give, but I do think it is just best to spread it out. That's going to allow your body to absorb those nutrients, in a long period of time, spread out. So zinc from Biotics, the zinc forte from Biotics is awesome. Zinc is just such a great mineral that supports literally every function in the body. Especially it helps to support our immune function, helps to fight infection and colds. And then the dosage that we were taking was about 60 to 90 milligrams a day. And I like to also break that one up between about 3 different times a day, if not 2. So zinc works wonderful with our immune system. And, these are actually supplements that we take on a normal basis. We just were upping the dosage. So this is where I feel like it's really important to prepare your body and to build up a little bit of a reservoir, especially going into this season. And to me, the cold and flu season, the cold and COVID season, which I've renamed it, it's interesting because it follows the holidays, right? And the holidays, what does everyone do? They indulge in sugar. And sugar is one of the biggest offenders in all the carbs and just total crap food. And that breaks our immune system down significantly. It causes significant inflammation. And so I highly recommend to start taking these just throughout. And you don't have to take the higher dose. You can take the lower dose just each day, just as a preventative measure. So being prepared with the supplements in your oils on hand, but also preparing your body and just building up those reservoirs, I think is really key within this. And then Quicksilver's minerals, the Quinton minerals, they are amazing and sourced from the ocean. They actually optimize and help really balance our immune system. It improves our antioxidant status. It supports just our healthy gut flora, which is also really important for fighting infection and any type of foodborne illness that we could be coming in contact with that we might get from food and whatnot. And it is going to help to reduce your symptoms of allergies and cold and skin conditions, sinusitis, and just overall, it's going to support your GI function. I think minerals are one of the most under talked about nutrients. And also most people are significantly, they're deficient in them. And so it is really important to make sure you're getting them. And minerals can come from Celtic sea salt is a mineral or a salt that I love to use. We eat it on a daily basis. It's the salt we use at our house. We don't use table salt. It is much more expensive than most other salts, but it has all of the minerals in it. And I think that if you feel like you're mineral deficient, meaning that your hair breaks a lot, maybe you deal with hydration issues, your hair is really thin. There are so many things, honestly, there are so many things that can go back to mineral deficiencies. I think it's really important to just be taking minerals on a daily basis. So, okay, so those are the first 3 things that we did. NAC is another one. NAC is phenomenal. And this is also a supplement that they are trying to pull off the market because it's such a powerful supplement. So as a practitioner, I still have access to it, but it's a really powerful amino acid that has just tons of benefits. But most importantly, it really helps to boost our glutathione production, which works with our whole detox system in our body. So it's going to also help to reduce respiratory symptoms from chronic disease, as well as viral and bacterial infections. So in those symptoms that we get from them. So it really also supports within the detox system, our liver and our kidney function. And you guys, all of this goes together. When one of these systems is thrown off, the other system is going to have a lot more stress. And that's where we start to see, just our health decline in many ways. So it's also going to help with a healthy microbiome throughout your whole entire body, which that's also very important because we're in a stage of life where everyone is sterilizing everything constantly. And as we do take antibiotics all the time, a lot of people are eating them in their food and whatnot. What's happening is our natural body, our natural bacteria field throughout our entire body is being totally compromised. And so when we take, and there is a time and a place to take antibiotics, but I have to say, if you're going to take them, make sure that it's very infrequent because it kills a lot of your good bacteria throughout your whole body, which we really, really need for just overall health and well-being. So NAC also supports, let's see, your immune function, modulating inflammation. So it's great for autoimmune disease, people who deal with rheumatoid arthritis. It's a wonderful supplement to be taking. And then as far as the dosage of this, I think if you're just taking it as a preventative measure, 1,000 milligrams 1,000 milligrams daily is fine. And then if you are taking it because you do have symptoms, I would take one capsule, and it usually comes in 1,000 milligram capsules. I would take it 3 times a day just to really boost your body up. And so you'll notice when your body's sick, it's good to just bombard it. I honestly felt like I was eating supplements the whole time I was sick. It was like the one thing. And I have to say, my nails and my hair my nails have grown like inches. They're so long, and my hair has grown so much. And it was just because I was loading myself up with all of this. And then another really important supplement was vitamin D3 and K2, of course, Quicksilver's blend, but taking D and K together really amplifies their effect. It helps to balance each other out and really just makes it more bioavailable. They're almost like cofactors for each other to our body to absorb. So when you take them together, our body absorbs them and actually balances the two out once it's in our body. So, and taking about 10,000 IUs to 20,000 IUs daily. I was taking 20,000 IUs daily of that. And last but not least for supplements is our amazing Lifelong Vitality. Lifelong Vitality, also known as LLV, is doTERRA's multivitamin. And I have to say, this is a vitamin that I actually switched to once I came off of doing extensive therapeutic supplementing with my practitioner. And I was a little nervous to stop taking my expensive therapeutic supplements because I was like, I don't want to feel adrenal fatigue ever again in my life. And I looked into this formulation and just really felt like I wanted to give it a try. I gave it a try. This was new. I was new to doTERRA, new to using essential oils, new to using some of their products. And I have to say, I have barely missed a day in many, many years of using these supplements. Our whole family takes them. My 14-year-old takes them, my 11-year-old takes them, and my 9-year-old takes them. We all take them, and my husband takes them. So they are amazing. Most people that do start taking this specific multivitamin notice dramatic changes in their energy, their mood. I have had people tell me that they have struggled with depression over the years and started taking this, and it made a significant change in their mood and just their mental health. And so I think it is really important to note that most people, the reason why they start to feel such a huge change in their mood and their emotions when they start taking Lifelong Vitality is a lot of people are taking supplements that are very synthetic based, and the formulations don't have the proper cofactors in them. And so doTERRA, like our sourcing of our oils, they go to extensive lengths to make sure that the sourcing of each ingredient is real and it's the highest quality. And so I can't say enough things about this, but it truly is the key foundation to good health. And I think another one of these, like just being prepared, not only having these and taking these, starting to refill those reserves. When your body is deficient in different minerals, different nutrients, and over time, we start to see chronic illness, and that's where we start to see disease. And that is truly the heart of the issue, is that most people don't take good supplements and they're not getting nutrients from their food, and our food is getting worse and worse and worse. So supplementing is a must this day and age, and it's a must for our children as well. And so these are great. I can't say enough things about them. So I want to move on to the oils that we used. I have to highlight eucalyptus oil, because eucalyptus oil was phenomenal. It is the one oil that I actually used the most. Also our On Guard oil, because I was dumping it like down my throat. But eucalyptus oil, I can smell. It's the one thing I've been able to smell the entire time. So I have zero sense of, when I had zero sense of smell or taste, I could still smell my eucalyptus oil. And I think it is contributed to the fact that I went through one bottle of it while I was sick. So literally put 5 drops on my hand and I was just applying it to my chest. Okay, so when I had COVID, my symptoms weren't super, I didn't get a gnarly cough. I did have a cough and it was kind of a weird, like dry cough for a long time. And then it kind of went up into my sinuses, and that's where I started to lose my sense of smell. But I was never like really congested, but I did like have this dry cough. But I do know from all the stories out there and all the research I've done that a lot of people, it develops into a really gnarly respiratory infection. And so I just knew that I needed to use eucalyptus, and eucalyptus in a double-blind study, and this was our doTERRA essential oil, no other, it reduced the dependency on steroids and asthmatics. And I think that that's really, really important because we know that this virus is actually attacking a lot of people who have asthma. So this is an oil. If you have children who deal with asthma, this is going to be an oil that you want to incorporate into their daily use. And our Breathe blend has this in it already too. And you can use a little coconut oil to dilute it so it's not hot on their skin. But I literally was doing 5 drops of this throughout each day on my chest. And another thing that we know about this is that it's antiviral. And it actually, these are tests that have been done. It prohibits the SARS virus from attaching to the cells in our body, and it blocks viral replication. So what happens is when that virus gets into the cell, water-based synthetic medicines are not going to do anything, right? That's why essential oils work so well with our immune systems, because they are also a lipid. They're oil-based. So it's able to penetrate that cell wall and support that cell to function properly. So if that virus is trying to replicate and get all crazy and, build up and become something bigger in our body, the eucalyptus oil is going to help to combat that from happening. So I had heard that probably 6 months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm still learning about these oils and how powerful they are. And doTERRA is doing tons of research. We now have one of our oils, and I'm going to go more into our oils, but our lavender is now, what is the word? Shoot, I'm going to what is the word? One of you has to pipe in. But
pharmaceutical grade.
Thank you. It's pharmaceutical grade. And so you're going to start to see all of our oils over the next few years. We're going to be able to use those terms over our oils that they're pharmaceutical grade, which means that they are the constituent makeup, their chemistry has stayed the same for such a substantial time. And that all goes back to the sourcing doTERRA does, how we harvest our oils, and just the testing that our oils go through. And so yeah, eucalyptus oil is definitely a must in your arsenal. If you don't have it yet, you have to add it. It smells amazing too. I love to throw it as well as Breathe and peppermint. I like to throw those oils like just on the walls of my shower every time I shower. It smells like a spa. It's amazing, and it opens everything up. Okay, so moving on. As I lost my sense of smell, I have had a few friends who also lost their sense of smell, but I looked up, I think it was I wanted to check myself on this. Is it Dr. McCullough's site? Anyways, you can basically Google loss of sense of smell and a million things are going to come up. But so I read through all of his stuff, and how you can retrain your entire sensory system is to basically take these specific 4 essential oils, and rose oil is the first one. And then you're going to just do it in this order: rose, lemon, clove, and eucalyptus oil. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take 20 seconds with each oil. So I know it kind of feels like a long time. And if you can do this, especially if you have zero sense of smell right now, do it at least 4 or 5 times a day. And sit in a quiet spot, take all your oils, one at a time, grab your oil and smell the oil. Now, roses still, the rose oil to me right now still smells like musty. I don't know. It smells like must. It's just, I still don't smell rose yet, but it is getting better and it is starting to get a little sweeter. So I actually have my rose bottle in a dropper. It's a lot easier to get it out. Rose can kind of get, it kind of coagulates over time. So you can shake it up, but I like to use a little dropper with my rose. So anyways, take one drop in your hand, rub your hands together and sit for 20 seconds and take long, deep inhale and then exhale. And as you're doing that, what you're doing is you're thinking about a beautiful rose garden. And you're thinking about what rose, how yummy they smell. And you're thinking about the color. And that what you're doing is you're waking up the limbic system of your brain, which is where we store memory, where we store trauma. It's where we store everything. And so and that also goes back to that moment of like when you smell, I don't know, like a musty jacket and you're like, this reminds me of like my grandma's house. Like it takes you back to that memory. And that's just how powerful our sense of smell is. But we're kind of doing it backwards now to retrain your sensory system to like wake up. So you're going to do that. You're going to do it with rose, and then you're going to move on and do it with the other oils. And honestly, you guys, it has totally been working. So keep doing it. There is total science behind this. This was like a full study that was done. I don't have the link in front of me. I tried to just look it up. I don't have it. But yeah, that is definitely one of the tricks and tips that I could share with you guys to just waking up that sensory system and retraining it. So this was 100% our medicine cabinet during COVID, as well as just in general. doTERRA's top 10 oils. So when I say we have not had to use medicine on our children, that is because we have always had these on hand. There's a learning curve to it, but it's a beautiful learning curve. And it is a learning curve that most people and most mothers feel very empowered as you start it. So peppermint is an oil that we use to help cool the body. And it helps to cool the fever if it does get above 103 or 104. That's where we want to start to cool the body, right? I also use peppermint for my eldest who gets nauseous in the car. And I also use it just to freshen my breath. I use it to invigorate my body. If I'm feeling kind of tired, I can just take a big deep inhalation and it opens up my respiratory system. There are so many ways you can use this one oil. Lemon oil is, all of our citrus oils are wonderful for cleaning with. They're all antibacterial, antiviral, but they smell so delicious, so uplifting. So I love to clean with them. I love to put them in our drinks. And when you're drinking them and taking them, internally, they're gently detoxing our body. And so lemon, like all of our citrus oils they taste absolutely delicious. Lemon oil is also wonderful for getting it's like the best goo gone you've ever had for getting like stickers off of water bottles or glasses or sap. So this is like how versatile our oils are, you guys. We use them for everything. Deep Blue is a wonderful blend that helps with inflammation. It helps with pain in any joint. Great if you have athletes or sore muscles, any type of pain, growing pains in kids. Deep Blue has saved our lives, 100%. Lavender is wonderful. It's all things calming. It's all things, if you get a burn, a sunburn, you would apply this topically to the skin. And it's wonderful for just calming emotions, calming energy in a room. And I use it on my face for blemishes. There's like endless amounts of ways to use it. At our new adaptive line, we also have soft gels of this. It's wonderful for stress and anxiety. I take about 2 of the adaptive when I'm feeling like that stressful wave come on, I'll take 2. But on a normal basis, I'll take 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon if I'm feeling a little strung out or just like wired or whatnot. And it helps tremendously. So Adaptive, also just the blend of the essential oil smells so good. But this oil has literally changed so many of my customers and my clients' lives. Just because so many people are dealing with such heavy stress. So Adaptive is definitely a must that you would want to have in your house and in your medicine cabinet. Copaiba is all things pain reliever. It is it's like CBD, but without any type of compromise of having any potential drug in there, because CBD, they can't really get it clean. And so Copaiba is great for any type of pain in general, but also Copaiba I was taking the soft gels while I had COVID just as my pain reliever, and it worked really, really well. So I took 2 of those, probably 2 or 3 times a day throughout my COVID experience. We have our Balance, which is a very grounding blend and wonderful for just feeling frazzled or just needing to calm. Our Breathe blend is probably one of the most used blends, as well as our Digest Zen, but Breathe has eucalyptus in it. Wonderful just to have in a diffuser, wonderful to put onto your chest if you're feeling congested in general, and or if you are going through the Rona. And our Digest Zen was really the first oil that I started using on my kids. It's the first oil that made me like a total believer, because Gavin had all the digestive issues, and it was the first thing that really helped his stomach aches and his cramping that he was having. And I was like, what are these things? Like, I have to get my hands on them. And of course, as I started like digging into like what they are and how pure they are and all of the testing that they go through and how they harvest them around the entire world, because they are always looking for the highest quality oil that produces the highest quality of constituents that oil should have in it to be therapeutic to our bodies. I was like, this is the company. This is who I want to partner with. And this is what I want to use on my children and my infants at the time. So we have our On Guard in there as well. And On Guard, you guys, it is everything. We use it daily for cleaning, but I use it daily to boost our immune system. We take the soft gels often, probably once a day. My kids will take 1 On Guard soft gel. I take about 2 to 3 of them daily. And then when I had COVID, I was taking 6 of the soft gels daily as well. So I didn't include the Copaiba soft gels and the On Guard soft gels in this, but if you are wanting them and you prefer to take them internally, just let me know and I can help you figure that out. So, and then, of course, having a diffuser just makes it so helpful if you are sick to have that going over you, even when you're sleeping. And we have diffusers in every single one of our rooms. I have them going constantly. When people say they have I have all these oils and I never use them, I'm like, what? Like, diffuse them, like use them, because they are so amazing and they're doing so much more for us if we're not even thinking about it. But when you have, we'll say, On Guard and a diffuser, it's getting shot out into the air and it's literally killing any viruses, bacteria that is potentially just lingering in the air. So it's actually helping to boost our immune system in a way that we wouldn't even realize. And so diffuse all the time in your house. It makes your house smell amazing, but it's also boosting your mood and your immune system in many ways. So I think the last oil that I would add to this would be oregano. Oregano is it is fire to your immune system. It just boosts your immune system in a way that is absolutely phenomenal. So great as an antiviral. And I also took that daily. Okay, so this is a blend that I love. And as an adult, I make this undiluted. And this is the oil that I use. And I actually had my husband rubbing this on my back throughout each day. And I feel like it was a huge key. Symphony of the Cells is a way of using oils, and it's using your oils in a more therapeutic way. And I thought about actually going more into that, but I know some of you who are going to be catching the replay and who are on now, you know what Symphony of the Cells are, and you know some of the different protocols that they have in the book. And if you don't, just reach out to the person that invited you to this. and or your uplines, the person that you enrolled with initially with doTERRA, because I think that incorporating Symphony of the Cells into like all your oil use is so powerful. And I have had so many friends and family who have started to use it, and it dramatically changes just, if they're getting sick and they do Symphony of the Cells, it works wonders. So I don't want to spend much time on it because I feel like it could go too long. So look it up, Symphony of the Cells by Boyd Truman. And I highly recommend buying the book on oillife.com. Phenomenal protocols that are very simple, and it talks through how you apply the oils, you're layering them, and you're using coconut oil just as a carrier oil to help with the dilution of the oils into your skin. It is phenomenal. Anyways, so along with all of that, this flute blend is what we were doing with the kids. And so for kids or for sensitive skin, you want to do 5 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of lemon, 5 drops of oregano, 10 drops of on guard, and then 10 drops of tea tree. And then you're going to top it off in that that 10 milliliter roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil. And you're going to do this 3 times a day. If you're starting to feel sick, I would do it every 2 hours, and even on your children. So for kids and infants, you could do on the bottoms of their feet. The bottoms of their feet actually have the toughest skin. They're going to be the least sensitive, but it actually absorbs into our bloodstream really quickly because the pores are so large. And so it's going to affect every single cell in our body within minutes. And so this is a fantastic, take a screenshot of this. You want to use this if you're starting to feel sick. All right. So for those of you who are new to using essential oils and you're curious about them, I just want to go over just the very basics as we start to close. So the 3 amazing things about essential oils are that they are 100% natural and safe. There are no side effects and there are no addictions to essential oils. They are extracts from plants and have amazing health benefits. They come from stems, roots, leaves, bark, resin, so many different aspects of the tree and plants. And it is the plant's way of keeping the plant healthy and warding off disease and pests that would potentially harm it or destroy it. And so just like we use them, the plant uses them, we use all the different compounds and constituents that they have in them naturally to support different ailments throughout the body. So that's where there is such a fun for all of you science nerdy people out there. There is such a fun science to our oils and how they work with our bodies, and you can get really in depth to it and with it. So just like peppermint, we talked about how it's energizing and it promotes clear breathing and cools the body. Well, that 1 drop of peppermint that you're using for all of these benefits is 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. So 1 drop of peppermint is about 28 cups of peppermint tea. So that's how strong it is. And so when people are like, well, I like to use herbs, I'm like, but why? You have to use so much of it to actually have that concentrate. And a lot of it is not that great anyways, and it's not harvested very well. So we know that doTERRA is pure and the quality is absolutely far above all other companies. And they're effective. And the way that they're effective, I already talked about this, but you can see in this slide right here, you can see that cell and you can see how that essential oil is penetrating the cell wall, and it's able to penetrate and kill that virus, like help the cell to kill off that virus or whatever's happening in there to bring it back to homeostasis. So bacteria resides on the outside. So when you do go to the doctors and you have the bacterial infection, they'll just prescribe you all the things, right? But they're water-based. And the problem is that if it is a viral infection, that water-based medicine is not going to get into that cell and promote healing. So it's going to kill all that good and bad bacteria anyways. So it's best to use essential oils just for that simple point. And this is very basic science, but that's why they're very effective for so many different health issues that we are using. And of course, our On Guard blend right there, it just promotes healthy immune function, I do. I would, like I said, I was dropping it down my throat, and it was so soothing for those days that I did have a bit of a cough and felt just congested. So, and they're more affordable. And you ask why. One of these 15 milliliter bottles has about 250 drops in it. And we just learned that one drop goes a really long way. So literally one drop is going to do the thing, per dosage, I guess. And we think about when we get sick, like it actually takes, if you were to go to the doctors, it's such a process. You have to go to the doctors. If you have insurance or not insurance, there's a price to that, taking the time off of work to go to the doctors, all the things, right? So we end up just saving so much money being prepared and having all of these things on hand for those moments. And we have saved, I want to say, thousands of dollars over the years just using our oils and trusting that they work, because they do work. So they're safer, cheaper, and just so much more affordable to supporting our health. Okay, and then 3 ways that we use essential oils are aromatically, topically, and internally. So a way that we would use our oils aromatically would be to drop them in our hand and take a deep inhalation, right? That's one way we can use it. Using our diffuser is going to help throughout the house, using them aromatically, cleansing the air, supporting our respiratory system. It's also, you can use them on an emotional, you can use them to support your emotions in so many different ways. And each oil has an emotional benefit to it, whether it's uplifting or calming or really almost sedating. Some of our oils are going to really bring you down if you're feeling, like, in a good way, if you're feeling super stressed out or whatnot. And so they have all these medicinal qualities to them, not only for our physical well-being, but also our emotional well-being. And I think that, I mean, we use a lot of spray bottles throughout our house. And so that would be another way of using them. doTERRA has amazing spray bottles that don't get all stuck from the oils. So that's definitely worth ordering from them and using them as room sprays for all the things. And then we use them topically, and you can literally apply them topically to a specific area that is bothering you or that you're wanting that localized benefit for. And it's always important to, when you're first starting to use essential oils, to make sure that your skin or your kid's skin is, if it's sensitive to the oils, that you just have a bottle of carrier oil on hand. And even with young kids, just using a carrier oil is going to help to give that drop of oil or those couple drops of oil a greater space to absorb. So it dilutes it, but you're still getting all of the benefits from that oil. So it's just a safe practice to have and to use with using the oils topically. And then topically using, literally everything, but always the one that comes to mind is using Deep Blue. We have Deep Blue Rub. We have a new Deep Blue stick that's amazing. So you don't have to get the Deep Blue lotion all over your hands. And just using that topically for pain, for arthritis, for swelling, for inflammation. And also using lavender, like I said, for sunburns and rashes, or tea tree oil when you have a little infection on your skin or your toenail or whatnot. So those would all be ways of using them topically. And then internalizing them, doTERRA recommends that we internalize the oils. And this is a huge misconception in the essential oil world, is that you should not internalize them. But because doTERRAs are pure and they're safe, and they have gone through the rigorous testing, we know that they're safe for our body. In fact, many oils are meant to be taken internally. And so a few ways of doing that internally would be to take one or two drops under your tongue, to use them in your water. You want to drink them in a glass water bottle or glass cup or a stainless steel, not in plastic, because our oils, especially the citrus oils, they actually eat petrochemicals, which are it's the plastic. And so if you leave a cup with a couple oils or a couple drops of lemon in it, it will literally eat the plastic cup, like holes in it. It's wild. So But what's powerful is lemon will pull out petrochemicals from our body. And so the reason we like to use our citrus oils as a detox internally is because it's pulling out toxins out of our body and helping our body to dump them. So really powerful way and gentle way to detox the body. And then you can also make your own veggie cap concoctions. So you can do, I was taking during my COVID experience, I had, let's see, it was like 2 or 3 drops of oregano and 2 or 3 drops of On Guard. And I had a couple other oils in there, but I was just making my own little soft gels and taking those throughout the day. And that's how I was internalizing the oils. doTERRA now has so many of the oils that we love to take internally in soft gels, and they make it super easy for us. So those are the 3 ways that we use our essential oils. And I'm so grateful that I was taught how to use these oils because they've dramatically changed our lives. So just a few ways to get doTERRA. First of all, doTERRA works like a Costco membership. You pay $35, you have access to wholesale pricing for a full year. Once your renewal comes up, you pay $25 and you get a free bottle of peppermint, which is like a wash. So how it works is you can either pay $35 and create your own custom order. You might have like 5 things that you've already written down today, like I want these things, and that's okay. They may not come in a kit. The kits are actually, the $35 is waived. And so these kits that I'm going to share with you are our top 10, our top kits that we sell. And we like to recommend people start with because that $35 is waived and you're getting like the most money for your dollar. So anyways, the Healthy Start enrollment kit is more like a sample kit. And so you're going to get the top 10 oils and you're going to get the small diffuser. It's a great price point. You can always add to these kits as well. So if you wanted this, you want to dip your toes in and just start to try the oils, this is a great kit to start with. And then the Home Essentials kit is one of my favorite kits. It's actually the first kit I started with. I think I added a couple extra things to it, but so it is $249 and it is all of the 15 milliliter bottles. So rather than the first kit that I showed you, these are the 5 milliliter bottles. You're getting the 15 milliliter bottles. So you're getting significantly more for what you pay for. And it has all of those oils in it. And I'm offering today, and when you catch this replay, because I know there's some of you that are catching it, anybody who enrolls with the Home Essentials kit, I'm going to add on the eucalyptus oil as well as the oregano oil to this, because I do know that you guys were wanting those. So great kit to start with. And then the Natural Solutions kit is another one of our favorite kits and kits that we sell a lot. And this is going to have your top 10 oils. It's going to have your lifelong vitality that I talked about, and it's going to have all of our On Guard products. You're getting our digestive enzymes, which are amazing. I did not have time to talk about those, but you're getting our deep blue, and you're getting a diffuser. You're getting all the things that are going to really just help you swap out everything from your medicine cabinet and start fresh with clean products that are non-toxic and phenomenal. So this is a great place to start as well. And I also will be throwing in those 2 freebies and a couple extra things for this kit as well. So that is all I have for tonight. But I want you guys to text me, those of you who were invited by me. I know that I have some other friends on here who have other teams. So make sure you reach out to the person that invited you to this and let them know what you want. If you have questions, please reach out to me, and please text me how I can help you and how I can help you get these oils in your hand. And this month too, with all 200 PV orders, doTERRA has a promotion going where you get a free bottle of our deep blue lotion, as well as those Copaiba soft gels. So it actually falls right in line with everything I talked about today. And then if you're wanting my other supplements that I talked about, just please text me and I'm happy to help you get those as well. Those come from my office. So kind of 2 separate things You can set up your own doTERRA wholesale account and get all the benefits from that. And then the other supplements come from my office directly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you do have questions, just reach out. Bye, everybody.